Hi, welcome to my guitar workout. So the idea behind this is I'm just, as I'm getting older, I'm just trying to figure out ways of keeping my fingers strong. So what I decided to do was I put on a much heavier string on my my custom 7-string guitar, a Foster 7-string. So these are Nashville a string joy from Nashville, and this is an 11 to a 70, I believe. So I'll be, showing you some different fingering exercises, scale patterns that I've been using to kind of strengthen my finger. Now, with the idea that by playing on this guitar with these heavier strings, then when I go back to my Ibanez, which I think currently I have 10s on, with the shorter scale, I'll be able to play a lot easier. So back in my college years, I used to play on an Ovation Balladeer with 13s, phosphor bronze 13. So I practiced on that guitar all the time. And then when I went to do gigs, I often would loan guitars. My one friend had a Les Paul Custom from the 70s, and he would let me use that guitar. So that was a lot easier for me to play when I went to do gigs. And then in college, I had a friend that had a Gibson. I can't think what that guitar was called. Maybe a Grabber or something like that. With a rotary switch on it, so I would use that guitar. Okay, so let me. So I have a bunch of stuff here, so we'll see how much of this I can get through. So look below the description for a PDF, about 11-page PDF, and we'll see if I can get through this whole thing here. So right off the bat, notes on the fingerboard. So I'm going to say sharp names ascending, flat names descending. I do have a 7-string here. This is tuned to low A. I'm just going to be using that as a bass note occasionally, but I'm not really going to be playing on that string, just so it's not too confusing. Okay, here we go. Up the string, up to the 12th fret, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Backwards. Flat names E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. Okay, next string, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. So you can either say the note names or you can sing them if you wish. Flat names B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B. So the way I think of it, I'm kind of like unlocking like all the notes of the fretboard. Now, if I was playing this on my own, I would probably include the notes up to the high D, but for the video, I'll probably cut out some things that I would normally do just so the video doesn't get too long. Okay, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G. Backwards flat names, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G. Okay, so the other thing I purposely did is I purposely did not warm up. So this is just as if I was sitting down with a guitar and I'm just starting kind of one of my practice routines. Okay, D string, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D. Backwards flats, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D. A string, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A flats, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A, and I'll do one more string, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Backwards flats, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E. Okay, now what I'll do next is I'll put a DrumJam on, and I'm just going to do some, just shifting up and down the fretboard and see what I can come up with here. I think earlier I was doing like a little riff, kind of a little blues riff coming down on the E and A string, so maybe I'll do that a little bit and see what that sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a couple quick patterns there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do will be next page 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 permutations. So this is something I discovered years and years ago. I find this particular exercise pretty good for a finger warm-up, and also if you pay attention to some of the note landing spots, you might find you can come up with some interesting kind of phrasing, chromatic phrasing, what do they call it, approach notes, or double approach notes. Okay, so the idea here is I'm just going to go right down, down to ones, down to twos, down to threes, down to fours. I'm going to start on the 1st fret, and then on the 5th fret, and then on the 9th fret. So this is a routine I came up with years and years ago. Okay, so, and then I'll also do, sometimes I'll pick and sometimes I'll do hammer-ons, just whatever I feel like. Okay, so this will be picking across 1, 2, 3, 4. And then backwards at 1, 2, 4, 3. All right, so these are fairly heavy strings, so you'll notice I kind of missed that one note on the D string. Okay, next one, 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, this one I'll do hammer-ons. Okay, how about this one? I'll do I'll do a hammer-on pull-off. And I go to the 9th fret. I'll just pick all these. 1, 4, 2, 3. Okay, then here I'll do a hammer and then just pick. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the 1st fret. So you can do this on various frets. This is just a routine that I came up with. So how about I'll go pull off 2, 1, hammer 3, 4. Okay. Okay, then here I'll just pick everything 2, 1, 4, 3. I'll just go off on a little bit of a tangent here. So this one is kind of interesting because you end up on a pentatonic here and then a pentatonic here. Right, so you can move that to different places. Like if you moved it to here, right, so that it makes an interesting kind of minor sound, a Dorian sound. So maybe I'll just do a little tangent here, 2, 1, 4, 3 on like A minor, B minor, and I'll put the DrumJam back on. So 2, 1, 4, 3, I'm landing on the 5th fret and the 7th fret as my resolutions. And I'm kind of thinking of this as kind of like A Dorian or A minor 7 to B minor 7. get the idea of that one. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so now I'm on the 5th fret. So back to the pattern 2 3 1 4. I'll do 2 hammer-ons. 2 3 1 4. And then how about I'll do 2 3 4 hammer and then pick. And I'll go to the 9th fret. 2 4 1 3. I'll do hammer hammer. And then here I'll just pick everything 2 4 3 1. Okay, now I haven't really been talking about whether to do downs or down up. So sometimes when I'm doing these, I just do all downs, and that's just kind of something I've been doing a lot lately in my own practicing, using a lot of down strokes, just because it's more consistent. So what I'll do here, I'll do down up. So 2 4 3 1. Okay, let's actually, I think for today, I think I'll just skip the next two. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play through those, but I'll play through them with the DrumJam. So as if I was maybe practicing them 3 1 2 4, and I'll just randomly sometimes pick, sometimes pull off hammer-on. So I'll go to 3 1 2 4, and I'll just kind of go through the routine with the DrumJam. 2. The patterns starting with 4. So, as I often stress in these videos, if you use your imagination, then there's a lot of interesting things that you can come up with. Okay, 3rd page, key of C, key of A minor, key of G, key of E minor. I'm going to switch to the Drumgenius app. Give a little shout out to Open Studio. Those guys. That's where I first saw them using this Drumgenius app. Funky 12, Backseat Betty. It's kind of a nice groovy kind of sound. Okay, so I think the other thing I'll do for today is I'll skip the key of C, key of A minor, and I'll just do key of G, key of E minor. Okay, so I'm just going to go up and down each of the strings. So just saying the note names. Up to the 12th fret. It doesn't really matter what kind of fingering you use. You can do 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3, switch it up. So I guess I'll go up with the first finger, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Back with the second finger, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E. Or you can do pairs, go B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, then G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That's kind of a nice strategy. F sharp, G, E, D, C, B, A, G. So notice how that kind of resolves. G, F sharp, G, E, D, C, B, A, G. Okay, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. So kind of like dominant seventh chord. D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, D. Kind of A minor, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A. And then last but not least, kind of E minor, like E natural minor. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E. Okay. All right, I think what I'll do next is I'll just kind of improvise up and down the strings, and I might throw in a couple chords, like I might throw in like an E minor chord and an A minor chord along with this Drumgenius app. Oh yeah. Okay, I think that's all I'll do with that page for right now. I'll probably come back to that later. Okay, so now the next two pages, they're kind of just more references. So you got my circle of keys. Nice little story behind this. This was a student that was taking lessons with somebody else at the music store, and the dad was like a mathematician, computer guy, and I had a hand-drawn version of this, and he says, "Hey, I'll write some code for you, and I'll make you a logo." So this is my, when I used to teach lessons, McDennis guitar lessons, I would make T-shirts for my students, and then if they signed up for a whole semester of lessons, they would get a free T-shirt. So that was the logo. So you can use that just as a visualization tool, learning your keys. And then the next page is just all the notes in 12 different keys. Maybe I'll go through a couple of these. Maybe go to this next diagram here, which is key of C. So how about go to the 7th fret there, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So maybe I'll just do, a handful of keys here. So C, D, key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C. Yeah, and I'll do note names ascending but not descending. Okay, so now I'll go around, now go down the page. Now key of G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And I'll do two more. D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, C sharp, D. And then I'll go to A. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. All right, so you can use these different diagrams to start learning your fretboard. All right. So I think next I'll switch backing tracks again. Okay, this is the iReal Pro app. So I'll do. I'll just pick one of these patterns. So I'm not going to do all 5 patterns. How about I'll do this Dorian pattern: D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Right. So then this track is going around the circle of keys: C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Let's just go around one time. So I'm going to have a 2-5-1 D minor 7th, G 7th to C major 7th. So I'll just take this pattern and just move it around the keys, and I'll just do some pretty basic improvising. Okay, here it comes. Okay, so that's just a couple quick ideas there. Okay, so we did key of C. Okay, and then I also have a key of G there if you want to go through those and learn the different positions. Okay, so now moving on, I have some A minor pentatonic, E minor pentatonic, A blues scale, E blues scale. So I kind of think of those as the same thing. So if you're doing A minor, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, all you do is just add in the E flat there. Okay, and then the C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A. add in the E flat there. Okay, and then E minor pentatonic, or E blues, G A B, D E, G A B, D E, G A B, D E. So I'll add in the B flat here. Okay, so not to be too confusing. So then the A minor pentatonic is also C major pentatonic, and the E minor pentatonic is also G major pentatonic. I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay, and then that pattern starting at the 10th fret, D E G A B, D E G A B, D E G A, and there's one more note B, which I didn't fit on these diagrams, so they didn't get too small. Okay. So that's some pentatonic. So I'm going to switch apps again. I'm going to bring out the Capo app, which I like to use a lot, and I'm going to do a couple kind of blues, basic blues progressions. Okay, this is a minor blues that I got from, I'm trying to think what I got this from. This might have been from like a magazine, a download, or I got it from a CD from back in the day. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything too particular. I'm not even going to do a lot of bending, because I got the idea of the workout and the finger strengthening is I'm playing 11s on a long scale guitar. So and this is a fairly flat radius too, so this isn't really conducive for bending. If I do any kind of bendings, I might do maybe a half step bend, maybe do a full step bend. I've only had these strings on for maybe less than a week, so I'm still getting used to them. So maybe gradually I can get my fingers strong enough that I can bend here. But certainly playing on this guitar, then if I go back to my Ibanez, I'll be able to play better. Okay, so I'll do one time with the first pattern and then one time with the second pattern. That'll be it. Okay, that was A blues. Now I'll go to do the same thing. Do one chorus on the lower pattern and one chorus on the next pattern. Okay, this will be a take on Green Onions. This is from one of those standalone, if anybody's old enough to remember the standalone blues, standalone rock, jazz. There was a whole bunch of those CDs and books that came out back in the day. So I used to use these a lot for my teaching and things like that. So here's Green Onions. They're using these basic patterns, the E blues. Okay, that was Green Onions E minor. All right, so the next page next two pages are the kind of the five boxes. A lot of people learn these. Personally, I kind of like when I was doing a lot of in-person teaching. I kind of found that teaching these patterns a little bit better, a little bit easier to use, and easier to explain, because every two strings is the same pattern. So once you learn a lick, let's say you learn, then all of a sudden you have 3 licks. So I found that a little bit easier for the beginner student, and then gradually throw in these 5-note patterns. Okay, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to do capo. I'm going to do this A minor 9 guitar, strings added. Okay, so back in the day, I used to hang out with somebody who had a really nice recording studio, and he had a lot of nice gear. So he let me borrow one of the Moog synthesizer guitars, and I can't remember what it was, Evo or something like that. But anyhow, so when you hear these strings in the background, that's the guitar synth. Just making those, just holding those strings. Okay, so this is going to just be an A minor 9 chord. So I'm just going to play through, play through these different patterns, and then what I'm going to do is, when I get to a certain pattern, and I would encourage you to do this, and I've seen this in different instructional methods. So if you're here, G, A, C, D, be able to go from one position to another. Okay, so if I'm here, G, A, so let's say I'm here, G, A, and I can go right down to the next position. So wherever you are on the fretboard, A, C, D, E, you can just go in between the patterns on any string. So that's a good goal. Okay, so I'm just going to improvise with these. I'm not going to go through them. They're right there on the page. You can see the blues box here at the 5th fret. So we'll just see what I can come up with here. I think to start off, I'll just go ahead. I'll just play through each one, just very clearly, and then I'll get a little bit more crazy with how I connect them. I'll let you listen to that, those strings there. So that's a guitar synthesizer. Okay, so that was Capo app. All right, so I think I have just a couple more things here. So now I have E minor pentatonic, 5 positions. So what I'll do here is I'm going to use a little different track. So this is my own track I came up with 2016. It's just the E minor to A minor. So I'll do the same thing. I'll just play through on this E minor pentatonic. I was, part of my process here as a retired guitar teacher. Every so often I go through some of my old studies and everything. So I came across this one the other day. I'll just share this with you. This is kind of an interesting one. So let's say you're right here on A, like let's say you're there at the 10th fret. So the idea here, you have on either side, you have a G note there. So you basically get 4 notes per string. And then the same thing on the next string, D, E to B. So you can do different kind of hammers, slides, pull-offs, so you can do that anywhere. Right, so that was the one. And then let's see, I'll do one more here. So how about, okay, so if you're on the blues box, so you have B, D, so you can go down to the A. Okay, and then you're on E, G, up to the A, and there. All right, so I just thought I would share that with you, this kind of 4 note per string. All right, so I think what I'll do here is I'll just kind of freely go in these patterns, maybe throw in some blues note, maybe do a little bit with this 4 note per string scale. So I'm not going to follow any particular method, but I will mostly be sticking with these 5 position patterns. E minor, A. Okay, you get the idea there. So I was also throwing in some chromatics, and this will be the last thing I'm going to do for today. This is the last page. So I've done different videos on this. These are just kind of mathematical ways of taking your pattern. So if you look at that, starting with the first finger, so what ends up happening here, so if, like, let's say you're in like A minor pentatonic, 1. So you look at the first measure there, 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can kind of plan this out. If you want to land on the C note, okay, then let's see where I'll go. Starting with the first finger down below, okay, and then going across, starting with the third finger, ends up with the third finger, and then. All right, so that's just a very convenient way. So you can think of these as 8th notes, 16th notes. All right, so I was doing that a little bit in my previous improvisation. And there's a lot of different things you can do with that. I'm not going to be able to explore every different possibility, but you can just kind of mess with that. So it's pretty easy to know like where you're going to land. And then so it's just kind of that's a device you can mess with. It works really well with pentatonics. Okay, so I think what I'll do, I'll end off the video. Well, actually, I have two more things. So if you look below there, 16th note strategy. I think I did this a couple videos ago. So this just takes that idea up there, and you have 15 notes. So this would be like a measure of 16th notes. So if I do A minor pentatonic, the first one, 6, 5, 6. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and okay, and then what I decided to do here to not get too complicated, each one of those patterns is exactly the same. So starting 4 to 3, again, do 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 do, and then starting on this fret, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. So notice how I'm playing all with all downstrokes. So nothing wrong with that. You can kind of practice your speed with your downstrokes. And then for the E, I guess I went up to here. So same pattern. Might I would go like with an E minor chord, and then I start with here on the E here, and then starting here. And then you can work up different picking strategies. So like let's say I have an A minor one. Right, so just down up. So it's ascending here. Yeah, so slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the Drumgenius app. Give another little shout out to Open Studio, because they're the ones that informed me of this particular beat, Funky 12 M metronome 70. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my low A here and low E, and I'm just going to improvise using this 16th note pattern, just kind of see what happens. Okay, so you get the idea of that. So Drumgenius. Okay, and let's just do one more thing to just end this off. So going back to I'll just stay with the Drumgenius. So I'm just gonna do some octaves. That was the other thing I was gonna do. So I'm just gonna go. Let's go key of. I just go back to key of C. So I'm just going to come up here, A, so just octaves, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'll go one more, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, and I'll just do the next string also. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Okay, so I'll put the Drumgenius on, and I'll just kind of play off of these octaves key. So this would be kind of like A minor. And so here I'm doing hybrid picking. It'd be okay also to maybe play fingerstyle. Maybe I will play fingerstyle. That's kind of a nice sound. So Drumgenius app. I'll throw in the low E, and then I'll just kind of improvise with those octaves and just kind of see what happens. Okay, I'll go to the key of G. So just one note difference. So I'll go to the E bass. Okay, so that's just sharing some of the things I've been working on lately. Talked a little bit about the heavier strings, so you can experiment with that. Maybe put some heavier strings on one of your guitars. Practice on that guitar, just some basic scale shapes or whatever, and then kind of strengthen your fingers, strengthen your calluses, and then when you can go to play your telly or whatever, maybe with nines or your Strat with nines or Les Paul. And then you'll be able to play a lot easier, and you'll strengthen your fingers. So it's kind of like having a guitar workout. Okay, well, thanks for listening and watching.